One of the biggest factors that keep people from attaining their goal is time. They think that it has to take a long time. In this video, I'm going to break down a way to frame your goal so that instead of taking a long time to nail it, you can actually see it, observe it, and change it in a fraction of the time that you actually think it's going to take. Check out this video. I'm Tyler Watson with Elite Performance Coaching, and hope you enjoy. So don't let time restrain you from your year. Why does time have to be a factor? That's the big question. So let me ask this to you guys. How many believe that if you had 40 years to change something, you could change in 40 years? You could attain something. Like you could work, if you worked hard enough, you could attain pretty much anything over the course of 40 years. How many believe that? Okay. How many believe 20 years? Like if you had 20 years to work on stuff, work through things, you could get the money you need, relationship you want, change health stuff, 20 years. How many believe that you could do that in 20 years? Okay, what about 10 years? If you had 10 years and you had the training, you had the shifting, you had what you needed, how many believe you could attain something within a 10-year span? Okay, what about 5 years? How many believe that if you had 5 years and you really did it and you had everything you needed, you could attain pretty much anything you put your mind and heart to? If you had 5 years and the right training, the right coaching, and the right stuff. Okay? How many believe in 2 years? How many believe that 2 years, if you had the right training, the right skill set, the right people, the right relationships, you could attain pretty much anything you set your mind to over the course of 2 years? How many believe that that could be possible? Okay? How many believe 1 year? In 1 year, that if you had the right training, the right skill set, the right heart, the right passion, the right connections, the right everything, you could do it in 1 year. Okay, now we're like testing that barrier, right? What about 6 months? If you had the right training, the right skill set, the right everything you needed, the right success, everything, what about 6 months? How many believe it? It could be possible. What about 3 months? 90 days to attain what you want, shift what you need, become who you want to be, amass the amount of money that you want. What about 3 months? How many believe that that could be possible if you had the right opportunities, the right people, the right relationships, the right training, the right things in place? What about 1 month? 30 days? What about a week? What about a day? What about an hour? So time is an interesting factor. Time is a mirage. I know people who amass millions of dollars in a minute. Literally, 1 minute, they amass millions of dollars every minute. I know people who amass nothing in a minute. I know people who create a really amazing relationship. How long does it take to connect to somebody and form a really powerful bond? Could be a minute. You could do it. But because of our past perceptions, what we think is real, your reality, you think, I've got to take 10 years. I've got to take that 40 years because that's the right way. That's how I perceive it right now. We need to open up your perception. Give yourself permission to believe that you can succeed faster. You could. I used to believe money had to take a long time to make. First year, $12,500. First year as an entrepreneur. That was combined income with my spouse. That was tough. Second year, 135 grand. I did a 6 figures within about 7 months. Next year, we did more than 3 or 4 times that. And then I thought, is it possible to generate like a lot of money just in a couple days. So I did an event, worked through stuff, like started to become that person. In 3 days, generated $250,000. And I was like, well, what's the limit? What's the limit? Like, who puts these limits on me? I do. So why not generate $1 million in a day? Why not generate 10 million in a day? Who says that I can or cannot do that? I do. So I get it. I want to push you guys to that limit and then take you through it. How many are ready to let go of some of those limits? Those mental and emotional barriers that you think it has to take a long time. It's done. It could happen now, immediately, within minutes, seconds. Change doesn't take forever. A decision is in a second, which changes everything. So people say, how long does change take? Instantly. It can happen instantly. How long does it take to create wealth? It could be instantaneously. How long does it take to shift something that's been going on for years? It could take instantly. How long does it take to find the loved one that you've been looking for, the ideal relationship? Instantly. How long does it take to change a life? Instantly. Unless you don't believe it. And then it'll take as long as you think, because you're right. So challenge your beliefs, challenge your feelings. Was it me? No, it was each and every one of you. So we all chose to do that. No one forced you. No one made you. You chose, which is freaking awesome.